Welcome back to News Center. I'm Alix Kunkle with your sports report. For the second time this season, two top 10 teams went head-to-head in a PSAC West matchup as the California women's basketball team squared off against IUP. Earlier this season, the women convincingly beat IUP 66-43. However, IUP had won 5 straight coming into this game, and California had won 4 of 5, losing only to Gannon. The winner of this game would clinch a playoff berth for the upcoming PSAC tournament. Which team would come out on top and punch their ticket? Memorial Fieldhouse in Indiana, Pennsylvania would be our site for the action. California, however, pulled a big lead early, but Jazinga Tracy here, 8 minutes and 13 seconds in, finally scores the first point for IUP. It's 12-2 there. And then Lindsey Johnson, a beautiful play to keep the ball alive. It gets to Brooke Williams. Beautiful lane there, 16-2 Cal. And then it's Shaquetta Mance with a jumper here, putting the Vulcans up by 22. IUP, however, claws back big. It's Lacey Clare here with a three-pointer. That brought him within 10. And then Kylie Miller on this play pulls up, takes a three-pointer, goes off the rim, hits the shot clock. As you can see there, it should be dead. However, it drops. The referees count it. IUP within 7. And then next thing you know it, IUP takes the lead on this lane by Hillary Shope, 43-42. But Amber Dubiak from down low and one. She would hit the free throw. Cal goes up 45-43. Jazinga Tracy, a chance to win it, and it will not fall. California squeaks out a 45-44 victory over IUP, sweeping the season series and securing a berth in the upcoming PSAC tournament. However, because of the outcomes of the other games during the evening, IUP has clinched a berth as well. Kayla Smith, Lindsey Johnson, and Brooke Williams each tied for the lead in scoring with 12 points for the Vulcans. Shaquetta Mance had 4, Amber Dubiak 3, and Crystal Andrews had 2 in the victory, which was the lowest amount of points scored by the Vulcans in over 2 years. Smith also led the Vulcans with 13 rebounds, and Jazinga Tracy led the Crimson Hawks in scoring with 12 points. With the win, California retains sole possession of first place in the PSAC West, and again wraps up that playoff berth. Gannon and IUP have also wrapped up berths for the PSAC tournament, which takes place between March 3rd through March 7th. Each of the teams cannot finish lower than 3rd, and 4 teams are still in contention for the 4th seed. As we look at the national rankings, California did not move from their 6th position in the poll, and the top 9 positions remain unchanged. Also, no teams were added or dropped from this week's poll. IUP moved up 1 spot to number 10 to remain the only other PSAC team in the national poll. California, however, remains atop the Atlantic regional poll, with IUP in 2nd and Gannon 3rd. Millersville moves up to 6th, and Westchester falls to 10th in the region as the only other PSAC teams. Kutztown was dropped from this week's poll, and West Liberty State is the only newcomer. On the other side of the coin, however, the men's team came into the game after a heartbreaking loss to Lock Haven last Saturday, 64-62. Coming into IUP, the men were trying to make a late season push for the number 4 seed in the playoffs, but they had lost 4 of their last 5. IUP, however, came in battling for the number 1 seed, winning 4 of their past 5. Could IUP continue their run for first place, or could Cal get back on the right track for a PSAC championship berth? Back to Memorial Fieldhouse we go. And Chris Moore early did not want the French toast, rejects it there. Ashton Smith, a three-pointer, puts IUP up 6-4. And then Thomas Young gets the alley-oop from Ashton Smith. IUP rolling early. But then Joe Baronato, he's going to steal here, pulls up, takes the 3. It's good, 19-19. Cal led 29-27 at the half. But IUP came fighting back. Darrell Webb, a dunk there. IUP up by 9. Julian Logan off a steal, however, comes home. Cal down by 6. They're coming back. Chris Moore, you're going to see him here with a putback. Cal down by 5. And then before you know it, you're going to see off of inbounds play, Julian Logan with the putback. Cal only down by 2. Gerald Nixon, with a late second attempt, cannot do it. And Cal suffers another late loss, 60-58. Of the Vulcans' 12 losses this season, 9 of them have been by 4 points or less. Chris Moore led the Vulcans in scoring with 16 points. Julian Logan had 14, Kelsey Williams had 12, and Joe Baronato dropped 11 points in the Vulcans' loss. Moore and Logan tied for the lead in rebounds with 8 apiece, and Gerald Brooks led IUP in scoring with 21 points. With the loss, California is not eliminated from playoff contention, but they would need to win out and have Edinboro lose out in order to have a chance. Each of the top 3 seeds, Gannon, IUP, and Slippery Rock, have punched their ticket to the PSAC tournament. Mercyhurst, Clarion, and Lockhaven have been eliminated from playoff contention. The men look to start their run at the 4 seed by traveling to Edinboro on Saturday. A win would keep their playoff hopes alive, but a loss would eliminate them from contention. Tip-off for the women's game is at 1 p.m. and the men at 3. You can catch the action live on 91.9 WCAL or on tape delay on CUTV. Moving on to swimming and diving, the PSAC Championships start today, February 19th, and run through February 22nd at Cumberland Valley High School in Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. And the California women's swimming team has a number of highlights going into the weekend. Esther Bosch returns to defend her 200 freestyle title, but also qualified in the 100 and freestyle races. Marianne Jewell also automatically qualified with her time in the 1650 freestyle race. For more information on the PSAC Swimming and Diving Championships, visit the PSAC website at psacsports.org. So guys, you probably heard the news. Michelle Therrien got fired this week earlier as the coach of the Pittsburgh Penguins. How do you think the Penguins are going to respond now with their new coach?
You know, it's always a tough thing no matter where you are in the season to adjust to a new coach. But I'm not going to lie, I'm a Flyers fan, so I don't really care where it plays out.
Well, I'm going to have to wish the Pens the best of luck.
Well, the Flyers are kind of familiar with the situation with John Stevens a couple of years ago, and that's worked out kind of well for you guys, hasn't it?
Yes, it has, and I'll tell you what, I'll keep my fingers crossed for you guys.
It's always good to hear.
Thanks, Alex.
That's the news this week on CUTV.
Thanks. We'll see you after spring break.